breathe. Damn, that was a suffered victory, man. Inter 1, Napoli 0. Inter managing to clinch a victory, but wow, that was a suffered victory. They made us suffer right until the end, even though Napoli were in 10 man. And let's get into this match review, guys. I predicted a 2-2 draw. I thought it was going to be, a close match, a tactical match with a few more spaces, but in the end, as I previewed with Nick before the match, Gattuso did what he often does end up doing in these matches, which is kind of closing up, going back into his shell. Usually Napoli are quite an attacking team, but the spaces in the first half were non-existent for both teams. Even Inter were quite happy to let Napoli have the ball. Actually, probably I would say Inter were the more team that kind of were more defensive than Napoli, because Napoli actually took initiative. But Inter in the first half, it was definitely Lautaro who had the best chance of the first half. A gift for one by Barella. I think it was Mario Rui Koulibaly gifting the ball straight to Barella. And then Lautaro was, had back to goal, but he should have done a lot better. The ball just going narrowly wide. But this is the problem we're seeing with Lautaro right now. His chance conversion is so awful. And I talked about this, in the Champions League. He had the worst shot conversion percentage out of all the players in the Champions League that have started 5 or more games or something like that. So it's a big problem in Lautaro's game. Everything else is quite good with him. Link up play, the work rate is always really good. Today was also once again good, but if you want to be an elite striker, if you want to play, if you want to earn this 5 million that he's asking for the new contract, if you want to play for Barcelona, you have to take your chances. You have to be more clinical, and this is what this guy is lacking. He's still young, but there's only so much time you can give someone. It doesn't seem to be part of his game. But luckily, in the second half, Big Rom stepped up, penalty, cool as you like. He had to wait quite a while. Darmian winning the free kick. Matteo Darmian once again, solid performance. But yeah, Lukaku stepping up when we needed him most. Again, Lukaku was probably even more disappointed than Lautaro. He was really, this match he was kept quiet by Koulibaly. It's always a great physical battle, the two beasts there, but Koulibaly definitely had the better of him. And it wasn't just Koulibaly, it was like, Mario Rui or Deme, someone doubling up on Lukaku. So it was not easy for Lukaku, hardly created anything, but stepped up when we needed it most. And that's what, elite strikers do. A top 5 striker steps up, penalty spot. On the other side, Ronaldo today missed one, but yeah, let's not worry about that. But yeah, everyone drew on the other side. So that means Inter are now 1 point behind AC Milan at the top. All this negativity around this season, Conte and all this, the way we play, but somehow Inter find themselves 1 point behind AC Milan. Juve drew on the other side. All the big teams have been drawing. Lazio also drew. So good results all around, and Inter getting the win. It's in this big match. A lot of it has been said about Conte and this Inter team in big matches, although the Napoli match is the one big match where we've been doing well, as I said in my preview with Nick. And Nick was quite confident about this match. He said 2-0. In the end, we ended up with the 1-0. In terms of the man of the match, you guys let me know in the comments below who was your man of the match. It was quite a disappointing performance overall in terms of quality of play, but it has to be today Samir Handanovic, stepping up today in a big match when we needed him most in the second half. The drop off after Napoli got the red card for Insigne, got sent off for some sort of dissent for when the penalty happened, which I'm not sure what he said, but yeah, he didn't look too happy. So you'd expect Inter to start taking control, and this is all on Antonio Conte. It was embarrassing. The last 15-20 minutes, it looked like Inter with a man with 10 men or even 9 men at some point. Like what? The tactical substitution to go from the usual 3-5-2 to take Lautaro off and bring Hakimi on and change it into a 5-4-1, which it was. The Italian commentary confirmed it was a 5-4-1 formation. How does that make sense? Napoli are 1 man down. You have to keep maybe a striker up top, or you put someone else in midfield, to beat them in midfield. What's the point of having, the 2 wingers there? There's no point. It's pointless. You're inviting more pressure, and that's exactly what happened. Napoli created more chances in the last 10 minutes than they did the whole match. In the first half, the only chances came through that little shit Chucky Lozano, a player that I don't like, but he was probably the man of the match for Napoli. He caused all kinds of trouble for Inter's defense out on the right. When he drifted into the middle, his runs in behind the defense, like those Callejon type runs, caused all sorts of trouble. And he won so many fouls for them. Our players couldn't handle him. He went past our players loads of times. And in the end, Samir Handanovic, obviously so criticised, quite rightly, this season and, past the season or so. But today, That save against the Insigne, the first one with the back heel, wow, that was, you know, straight reflex. Because, you know, you don't expect that to come in like that from Insigne when it was behind them. So props there. And then another one against Politano, who came on with some venom. He had 4 dribbles. He only came on for like 15 minutes, and he managed to have the most dribbles in the whole match, 4 dribbles. Politano, clearly, you know, that guy trying to get revenge on Inter, but what a save from Handanovic there. And then in the end, the post saved us with Petagna, managed to completely turn De Vrij. But in general, the attitude when you know, Inter's substitutes came on, it wasn't right. Everyone came deep, inviting pressure, inviting, you know, Napoli to have shots on goal. But somehow this is, you know, these are the kind of bit of the luck that you need sometimes to claim, you know, titles and win things. These kind of matches where you probably don't deserve to win, but you get the result, and that's the most important thing. But I was not impressed with Antonio Conte's tactical reading of the game, which is something that we've criticized a lot in general. But you can't be getting dominated when the other team is in 10 men. That's when you're supposed to take control of the match. When you're putting on a player like STINKY, why are you putting him on the left mid? Like, you're putting Hakimi on the right mid and STINKY left mid. Well, how does that make sense? You try to bring on, you know, if you're bringing on a technical player, put him in the middle, try to keep the ball, try to make Napoli move around and, you know, stay deep, not try to invite them forward. So very, very disappointed with Conte, but obviously 3 points for him, so what do I know? But yeah, Handanovic, man of the match for me. Lukaku stepping up. Good to see STINKY getting some minutes. You know, everyone was pretty decent today. I think Skriniar made a few stupid fouls towards the end, but everyone had a pretty decent level today. There was no bad performances, so to say, but no one standing out apart from Handanovic, in my opinion. But we keep going, guys. We keep going. Next match is probably one of the easiest matches in theory. Against Spezia on Sunday. Should be another 3 points, but yeah, I'll be doing a preview for that, so make sure to catch me on that. And yeah, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, Forza Inter, 3 points, 1 point behind AC Milan. The winter Scudetto is not all theirs. I was saying, you know, this team reminds me of the Spalletti Inter. Just wait and see.